boot gaiters. See, I don't wonder what I'm talking about when I'm talking about pattern drafting. So we're about halfway on the gaiter design. Completely unrelated. Don't know what I'm gonna name it, but I'm very tempted to do a Burt Reynolds inspired name. I binge watched a bunch of the Gator McCluskey movies last night because I couldn't sleep. These are gonna be badass. White Lightning got it going. So, these, I'm trying to make these look fast, like they can outrun the law. Crooked cops trying to bust, whiskey runners. So we're about halfway on this design. I do it all by hand. Some people do it on computer. I don't like to do that because I actually halfway drape the fabrics or leathers before I actually start drafting the pattern, because I want to know how different ones will react and drape and, just act with what I'm going for. So this is halfway on a kind of gaiter boot cover. And I started off by getting the first thing I really wanted was your focal point, was the curve that you need for the cover of the boot. So we're gonna have like a nice little point. I might round it out or might give it my kind of signature clip corner. But I start with that. I start with how high I want it, how I want it to wrap around the boot, and then I start adding parts to it, and then I'll draft them in to make them more refined and kind of match my own style. So we have a curve stitch, and then I'm gonna French seam it. You stitch it, and then you're gonna stitch these two ends. You're gonna put reinforcement in the back, reinforcement on the front. So like a little semicircle on each for the heel, and right in front of the vamp where the boot would be. And then I'm gonna add lacing right there. So I just cut out 2 square pieces, how high I wanted it to be, left clearance for buckles, because there's actually going to be buckled in, rather than the boot chains. This one is actually going to have a little leather buckle that comes up right here and buckles under the heel, so that's going to be cool. The actual final design is going to be a black kip leather. And then it's also going to have 2 staggered and like descending size buckles up at the top, kind of like this. I haven't decided which one I'm going to go with it. I had a picture that I like, so I always take pictures when I'm doing stuff to see how I like different things on the design. I kind of like it facing backwards like that, but I don't know, I think I might want the straps to go backwards. They're poking that way. So I was gonna do the 3/4 inch there, and then a 5/8 inch there. This one's got a strap keeper. I'm gonna build in a leather strap keeper for the other one. But you can tighten these as loose or as tight as you want, so it almost roots the leather at the top. And then you'll have I actually got wax cotton laces for this. I was thinking about doing the boot hooks, but you know what? I kind of like the eyelets or grommets. But I'm making it out of leather that really patinas, and it's gonna wear in. And I mean, I have a few pieces that are really old, and people always ask me if it's how I wax my cotton, but it's actually just a really soft, like veg tan leather that just wears in and looks like super wax cotton, like super soft, pretty breathable, but it'll last a very long time. So that's that. That's gonna be pretty fucking cool, Fucking, now I gotta do a knee-high one, huh? Really digging the point. And you know I'm gonna do a Western one. And I also got some brass, metal brass lace tips to match the hardware, so that's gonna be sick.